Hi, I'm Jerry. Welcome to Interesting Colors. I'd like to talk about selling into strength. This chart is from December 16th, 2022, and I was looking at it this weekend. It's after the close, and I was looking at it this weekend, and I see all of these high volume bars in my breakouts column, and I started looking at them, and I realized that what I was looking at was a scenario where were big investors were selling into strength. So if you look at the chart down here, the bright blue signifies that this high volume happened today, and that the volume is at least twice the nominal 30-day moving average volume for the stock. So to see the actual volume, you need to look at the chart. The nominal 30-day moving average volume is shown as the red line. The gray line shows 1.5 times that. The red bars mean that the price moved more than 1% down from the previous day's close, and the green bars are more than 1% above the prior day's close, and the gray bars are sitting here within 1%. So price didn't move very much from yesterday's close to today's close. And so just the first one here is Caterpillar, and you can see a substantial volume, but the price really didn't move. And let's look at a couple more of these guys. Here's Merck. What did it do? Similar scenario. The other thing I noticed is on Thursday we had a lot of charts that had closed below the high day flag on them. And it's interesting that here the next day we see all of these charts with high volume showing up. And so I read somewhere, look at this one here. This is Cisco. This is pretty amazing to think about. Cisco took a hit. Now these things are sitting at 30-day simple moving average. A lot of them are just slightly, this is a P5, so price closed just above the 30-day simple moving average. So here's a case of where, how do we get so much volume? We have over 3 times the daily volume on one day, and the price didn't move. The price is within the 1%. And to me, it means that somebody at this level, somebody that owns a number of shares in Cisco, decided we are at resistance right now. Here's a white bar, white bar, white bar. This is a white dot, and a maroon down arrow. And we see a number of close below the high day red dots sitting up here. And somebody decided we are going to sell. And there was a number of investors that wanted to buy into this stock, and they decided that they were going to buy in. So in the big scheme of things, this is a 1-year chart. We can see that we've been in a downward trend, except for the last looks like about 2 months or so. If you go look at the weekly 3-year chart, you can see, hey, we were still in a downtrend, but we popped up, and lo and behold, in the last couple of days, we decided it was time to bail. So this is a classic situation where a number of the investors have decided they're taking their risk off the table, but there was also a number of investors decided they wanted in at this great price. So what we end up with is a lot of volume with not much movement in the price. And I thought I'd bring that up because this, to me, looks like a significant distribution going on, especially when you see that it's happened on such a broad streak. So here's one that actually moved more than 1% today. But again, most of these stocks in here had a close below the high day. Yeah, a close below the high day on Thursday. And on Friday we see there was a slight bounce with a lot of people, a lot of volume on the shares. So so if you own any of these companies here, this is the Dow. So we're looking at, this is the entire list for the Dow. There's 30 in here. And most of the Dow is like that. If I jump to the S&P 100 and look at it, we can see a very similar picture. So here's probably 25 or so in this thing, but I'm just going to scroll and look at this. Most of the stocks within the S&P 100 look very similar. Here's Gilead. Let's see what it's doing. Same thing. 3 times the volume on Friday. So I would expect that to signal a start of a sell-off. It sure does look that way to me. Certainly the impetus is there, and if you are considering going long, at least in the near term, I would think about it. And that's pretty much the extent of the information video that I wanted to post on the subject. I just thought it was a classic and very telling indication of what it looks like to see major stockholders actually selling into strength and seeing it show up on the watch list, and actually seeing something that's really quite phenomenal. And yet when you look at it, you realize that this is it's not, well, this actually bounced up a little bit, but that's Adobe's rare. Most of them have been, there's a red one, most of them have been gray. So to me, that's just a classic indication of selling into strength. Anyway, that's as much as I wanted to include in this video. Thanks. Bye-bye.